Okay, we have so much to talk about today. And before we get started, can I just show you my merch? It's joyfully unavailable for Pride Month. I just got my new merch and it launched about a week and a half ago. Jessie Bear, my assistant, she did all of the designing, so please give her a humongous thank you. And you can get your merch at Teespring. If as anyone is wondering, this is the, I think, classic fit, or I don't even remember, but it's a size small. If you're wondering like how they fit, I would say they fit pretty true to size. Okay. And it's more of a slim fit shirt. There's multiple different styles here. Okay, so secondly, I hit 100K, you guys, last night. I was so excited. 100,000 subs. Yay! So thank you guys so much for subscribing. Thank you guys all for being here. Thank you guys for all of your hard work, dedication, and all of your, I don't even know, guys. It's been an amazing ride. This has been super fun. I never would have imagined that we would have gotten to this place. I am very grateful for all of you for making this community as amazing as it is. So, yeah, this is the Joyfully Unavailable tee, and this is where we're going to go. So, now, if you have been following the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell story, there was a humongous development there. Mr. Daybell was actually taken into custody only a few hours ago after there was an search of his property and they found things on his property. Let's just say it's not the kind of things that you want to find on a property. So I'll be doing a video later about that as soon as I get more information about what's going on. He was apparently not, he was taken in for questioning around 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time in Rexburg, Utah. And apparently the search was in conjunction with the FBI and Rexburg Police Department. So we might finally start to get some answers about where JJ and Tylee are. Sad. Okay, so I'm going to, now that I have a moderator here, I'm going to turn off members only chat. I just had it on while I was waiting for Jessie Bear to get here because I didn't know if I was going to be able to moderate. But now that we're here, I'm going to start opening chat up for everyone. And I just want to make sure that you are mindful of your language. We do have pretty specific guidelines here to make sure that we stay within the guidelines for YouTube. So please, if your comments are deleted or held, know that they will be probably deleted by Jessie so that we can keep the chat clean. This is probably going to be a stream that might upset some of you, and I want to be extremely mindful of how we cover this, okay? So it's been a interesting few days for me. Obviously, we started with this whole Micah story a couple weeks ago. And since then, so many of you have been bringing me all kinds of information about all the different family vloggers. And I feel like we all had this indication, we all had this sort of inkling that once one of the family vloggers had something happen to them, whoops, I forgot to put my light on. No wonder I looked so dark. Woo, that looks so much better. I was looking a little pale there. Okay, so we knew that once one of them would fall, that there might be a wider falling of other channels, okay? And so a couple weeks ago, it was eight passengers when the stuff happened about Chad sleeping on the floor. And now it is the Gardner Squad. Now, if you're not familiar with the Gardner Squad, let me just show you who they are. So this is the Gardners. They are a family with 4 quads. They actually came into fame when Ashley's like ultrasound went viral, and they have basically been monetizing and making that money based on her fertility of having 4 children. Now it's a Mormon family. In their about section on their website, they say this. They say, our family has come to be through the miracles and blessings of our Father in heaven. We are truly blessed to have each other and experience this life together. Our journey began with 8 years of infertility, and then we ended up having, in December of 2014, 2 sets of identical twins born in December 2014, and it's been a roller coaster since then. They say we have shared our story over the world through media outlets, news programs, and even a 2-year stay on the hit TLC show called Rattled, where we got to detail our story from bed rest in the hospital to the birth of the girls in a NICU stay and bringing them home with the adjustments that followed. We are now daily vloggers on YouTube, where you can find our channel, the Gardner Quad Squad, where we document our daily life, blah, blah, blah. And then it's Tyson and Ashley, and then the girls are Indy, Esme, Scarlett, and Evangeline. They are now 5 years old. So this is their channel, the Gardner Quad Squad. That's a tongue twister. It's 590,000 subscribers, and then this is where you can see a whopping 173 million views on this channel. And it is, their daily life on the tube of Yube. Okay? Whoops. So they have been on the YouTube for about, several years. Thank you so much for your super chat, Ronnie. Okay, so they've been on a while of YouTube for, a while, okay? They have basically been making cash off these kids. What is it, before I even get into the story, what is it with all these multiples families using their kids for cash? This is something I've never really understood. I don't really get this. How is it like the spectacle, or this like nobody can understand what it could possibly be like? And why is it that the moms are already, while they're pregnant, like profiting off their kids? It's like Kate Gosselin, she opened a can of worms, and it's made a lot of people greedy, I think. I can't, and I was on like Instagram after like diving into this rabbit hole and realized how many multiple families there are that are doing exactly the same thing. Yeah, so apparently there was a viral video of her hiding in the pantry. Okay, so now they have a lot of fans, okay? And so a lot of their fans are extremely in like love with the girls. And the girls that love the girls, so there's a young audience. Their channel seems to have like an audience sort of like, 10 to 18-year-olds, maybe some younger, but it's the 10 to 18-year-olds that really, really, really love these girls. And what they do is they make edits on Instagram. And so they're called the Edit Girls. And the Edit Girls will post photos of the photos that the girls of the family puts on Instagram, and then they edit them, and then they have fan pages. Well, Tyson started sort of this group for the Edit Girls and has been having conversations with the Edit Girls in DM. So give me a second to sort of close out a few things here. Okay. So he's been having conversations with some of the girls in the DM. Now, most of the girls that are doing these edits are anywhere from 10 to 15, 18 years old. So, obviously, you've got a dad who has, access to a younger crowd. Interestingly, he and his wife, Ashley, met when he was 19 years old and she was 13. And then they got married right after she turned 18. So he is 6 years older than her. He started dating her when he was legal and she was 13 years old, and then they got married when she was 18 and he was 24. And they've been married ever since, and he is now 38 years old, and they have the 4 quadruplets. Okay. So not a couple weeks ago, he ended up deleting his Instagram. And a lot of people were like, what happened? Why are you deleting your Instagram? This is weird. Well, I want to take you back to 2018. Back in 2018, he got into a little bit of trouble for sending some Snapchats to some fans that were not legal. They were like younger fans. And when people saw the messages, they were a little bit confused about what it was they were seeing. And he got some blowback, and so then the Snapchat went away. Now, in this time around, he deleted his Instagram rather abruptly, and the fangirls have privated their accounts and are not posting. But why did this all happen? Well, let me just show you. So I spoke to this young lady who very bravely came forward earlier this week, a couple days ago, to another Instagram account. She was a fan of the show, and she told me that she reached out to them, I don't know, a while ago, and sent, like, they had a simple exchange on Instagram, and then she didn't hear from him from a very long time, and it was Tyson that responded. And then she said a few months later it was her birthday, and then he sends her a message from one of the girls singing happy birthday to her. So it's interesting that he remembers her birthday. And then she says that after that happened, he starts messaging her every single day, like incessantly. And she said that he would get irritated if she didn't respond right away. And then she said that she started feeling a little awkward about some of the messages. And so she talked to her mom about it. And she showed her mom the messages, and they decided that they needed to reach out to Ashley, who is his wife, and give her a heads up about what she was seeing. And mom wanted to let Ashley know that her daughter was getting these messages that she didn't agree with and she thought were inappropriate. And apparently Ashley threatened to file a lawsuit against her and blocked her on all platforms. So I want to just show you that part first. So she reached out to Ashley. And just so you know, just so I can give you this, oops. Oh, crap. It's in my other one. Okay. So let me see if they're right. Nope. Okay. Anyway, she showed me the evidence that Ashley blocked her. I'll have to show you. I'll post those on Instagram. But here are some examples of what she provided to me about the messages in which she said. So she said, I'm doing home workouts for the day. And then he's like, yes, looks like we're working out together. You left me hanging again. LOL. Sorry, I was answering message while I was working out. It's okay. I don't want to bother you, winky face. And he uses that emoji a lot. And then it's like, when they first started talking, she said she was very clear that she was 17. And he's like, oh, I see. And then he gave her like a little wink. And then he asked her at 1 o'clock in the morning, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, are you in bed? And he's literally messaging this girl at 2 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, I am, but I'm awake. And then want to chat? Sure, pick a topic. I don't know, any ideas? Anything you want. And then this was her where she sort of wrote on it that she said he would change the subject at the time. She says that when things would get inappropriate, she would try to divert it. So he'd say, oh no, when will you open? Let's talk then. I'm not sure. They said June 1st is when we find out. Yikes, I'm sorry. Can I see you? Perfect. Heart, heart. And then she said he would send her photos, like with weird faces and like just looking all kinds of like awkward photos at the gym. And she would ask him like, why you're sending me photos? And then how come you're sending me photos? Oh, it's a habit. Oh, okay. Whatever you want to talk about. And what I wanted. And then he sends her more photos. And she said that the photos are gone because she doesn't save them. And then he's constantly messaging her. And then when she's not responding, he sends her this message. I've missed our talks. She sends this message where she says, how's Ashley, his wife? And he says, she's good. She works really busy for her right now. And you can see this actually comes from his verified account. Work is really busy for her right now. She's been living in her office pretty much. It's good for our family. What are you doing now? When is your birthday? And then, I'm sorry, I should have remembered hearts. Like, oh, thank you so much for sending the video of you with the girls. I'll let you go and be with your friends. And then so after a while, she says that she gets really, really, really uncomfortable. And so she talks to her mom. And she tells her mom what happens. And her mom's like, you have to tell Ashley. We're going to talk to Ashley. And she says that she contacts Ashley. And she says, I messaged Ashley's account. quadruple the kisses and got a reply from her. And so basically she sends her this message. He also sent her another message where he called her beautiful. So there was and that's what you see in there where it says, or I have a message where it says, you're beautiful, much like I miss our talks. And so she tells her, like, listen, this is what your husband is sending to me. And I just want you to know, like, I'm not comfortable with this kind of stuff. I've been your guys' fan for 5 years. Like, please, like, you know, she said that when she talked to him, she couldn't believe that someone she was, like, idolizing had taken the time out of their day to speak with her. And it wasn't until, like, speaking to her mom that she really sort of understood that what he was doing was not appropriate, because he's 38 years old. So she says, so Ashley actually responds from her and says, this is 100% harassment, and I've turned everything over to our attorney. Anything further will be prosecuted and sued from our end, and all accounts involved will be liable. So that all came out on Instagram. And so this Instagram account unloads all of these. So this lady, like, it starts kind of going down last Thursday, but it all sort of went down again, if you remember, back in the middle of May when he abruptly deletes his Instagram. And then she comes forward and says, he actually did this to me. This might be why. And then other girls start saying that he's messaging them too. She said, the messages weren't creepy. And honestly, at first I was excited because I'm a fan, but then I realized he's a grown man and I was 17 at the time. It was odd. And she said, he did ask me where I lived, and I thought that was odd. And she said, I know you would think he wouldn't have time for seeing that he has 5-year-old quadruplets. So this girl said, okay, it never really got super inappropriate, but he did message me, and I thought it was weird. And then accounts so YouTube Mama Drama started doing some sleuthing, and they looked through his account before he actually started, like, deleting everything, and they noticed that he was liking accounts of young girls all over Instagram. And that image is of a girl who is 16. Most of them are under the age of 21. And you can see that he likes them. And then another person on Instagram came forward and said he hadn't done anything major, but he still was messaging me and a few of my friends. Were all aged 12 and 13, and he asked for our names and where we live. None of us gave away anything. He then was sending us all videos and photos of the girls and would ask if we were, like, how we were, and then he would ask, like, how my friends were, and then he would ask us to send him pictures showing our faces, but my friend wouldn't do that. So she said eventually she deletes her messages and blocks him because she was so uncomfortable with this exchange. Oh yeah, and here's the photo of him saying, "You're beautiful," to the girl that I spoke to. So again, this is all, like, you know, these are people that are coming forward on Instagram saying that this is what has happened and this is what's going on. And he deletes his Instagram. And let me just show you something real quick, because fans started noticing that the Instagram account was gone. And so they were like, well, what's going on? I don't understand this. And so he ends up making an Instagram live video. And I want to thank, there was a group of ladies who have been following the story. Sometimes I feel like sometimes the best sleuthing and sort of piecing together these stories and figuring out what's going on comes from people that are dedicated fans who start to spot inconsistencies or start to see behavior that makes them scratch their head. And so they actually grabbed this, and it was a video of them talking about where he was on Instagram stories.
Quick. We're just focusing on family content, our family channel, and like I just feel like my page was taken away from that. And
I think we we all can relate to that.
Yeah, just, you get caught up in the scrolling and the, checking your page, and just, I don't know. I just felt like I needed my time to be over here with my family. So that's where it's going to be, with my wife and kids. So I'll be posting over here, Gardner Quad Squad. That's where all of our content will be. And
guys, it's a lot of work to run as many Instagram accounts as we have.
So their excuse was that they just have a lot of Instagram accounts, and it has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on with all of these young girls saying that they are being talked to by this guy, okay? So not only that happens, and that happens after people start questioning them. So a lot like what happened with Micah, where people are like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? They don't say anything until people start pestering them, okay? But the interesting thing is as these screenshots come out from this young girl, I'll just call her Sarah, okay? That's her pseudonym. Thank you, Nate, for the super chat. All of the fangirl pages decide that they have to go black, but they don't go black because of what's going on. It's because the Gardners, they're telling them they need to private all of their accounts. So again, all of these accounts, again, are run by young 10 to 18-year-olds. And so this account says, hi, everyone. So as you might know, the Gardners are getting a lot of hate right now, and they don't really want us fan pages to post stuff about them right now. So I'm just going to be posting the Busbies until this is all figured out. So multiple of these fan pages post stuff like this, like they're telling them you need to go private. Last edit until the drama is over. And then this person, who's the Gardner Quad Love, says, this is my last edit until this is over. Please read it. Okay, this edit was so hard to make because I couldn't stop crying. I don't really understand what happens to the Gardners, but what I do know is I miss them. It's just the Gardners are a big part of my heart, and I don't know what I would do without them. Like, usually Evie clips help me feel better, but they make me cry to think it's over. That only thing that makes me feel good is the thing that I'm afraid to lose. I'm feeling like a big part of my heart is missing. The Gardners don't deserve this. Tyson is a good person, and he loves Ashley and the girls so much. Please stop judging people before you know something about them. I love the Gardners so much, no matter what everyone says. I just hope that they are okay. So this is one of the fan pages, and it's like more and more of these fan pages all start saying kind of the same things, okay? So, oops. You have them basically going radio silent. So not only this happens, but they say, okay, we're not going to do this. This isn't going to happen. Let me just show you another thing. Another interesting tidbit is around the same time. Now, they are actually from an area in Highland. It's called Highland, Utah. And a police blotter was actually released through their station. It was posted on the 29th. So let me just show you this first. This person wrote this. So this person says the Gardners are being investigated because he's been messaging underage girls. Okay, so that goes out, and this person says that. But we still don't have confirmation of it. And then you get them saying that, oh, we're just, taking a break. So in responses to all the questions, they say, everything is totally fine. We're just taking a break from social media. Nanny Ash has got a new kitten, so the girls went over with her to see them yesterday. And no, don't read into anything. It's fine. He didn't delete his Instagram to hide evidence. Okay, that's allegedly. I don't know for sure. And that's what the girl told me, is that unfortunately what happened is when everything came out, at one point he disabled it, but she told me outright deleted his account. And when he deleted his account, everything that she had, everything, all the posts, all the messages, everything that he said to her automatically were deleted. And so she said, unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that they spoke about is now gone because she wasn't able to capture it in time before he deleted all of his accounts. And then you have all of these girl fan pages being told to private everything. And the final piece of evidence, I'm still looking for it, is where is it? I need my glasses, you guys. I'm getting, oh, and I just want to show you this. So this actually shows you that Ashley blocked her. So she got blocked by Ashley for trying to speak out. So a lot of people are upset at Ashley because they're saying, well, Ashley, if your husband is doing this and you're not saying anything, that is not okay. If you are just making him, it kind of, you know what I said to the ladies? I said, it reminds me of when Josh Duggar was caught on Ashley Madison and he was, taken off of social media. Like, oh, if we remove all your social media, it's like it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, not saying it's the same thing, but that was sort of the vibe I got from it. Was like, well, that's weird. Why are you deleting everything? Now people delete things for a lot of different reasons, but the girl told me that once everything was gone, she couldn't access any of her DMs with him anymore. So she gets blocked. Oh, you know what? Let me show you these. Another thing that happens, not only that, so there's a police, hold on. I'll add it over here. I think my one just got too crowded. So not only was he doing that, but during the same time, he was also going live with his fans. And these are actually from around a year ago. So I want to show you that this isn't something that's been brand new, that this girl coming forward isn't anything that's like out of the ordinary. Like, he's engaging with these people a lot. It actually kind of reminded me of Ed from 90 Day Fiance. You know how he has been online with, okay, I found it. Okay, so let me show you these. Oops. Technical difficulties. Okay, so he goes live a lot, and these are all from 2019. You can see that it's, you can see the kind of people he's going live with, and it's just him. His wife is not there. It appears as though with all of the follows and all of the stuff that these accounts are getting, they're all followed by him. Which is another part of this that's kind of interesting. So he is on these accounts and he is actually like not only interacting them with the live streams, but then in a lot of these, he's actually like, they have this thing, these fangirls have this thing where they call it notices, right? So they are noticing him. They're being noticed by him. So like, it's always Tyson. It's never Ashley. All of these accounts are run by fan pages that are being run by, and you can see it's just always Tyson, okay? So he is like going back and forth. He's liking all these things. So then what I did was I went to Ogden City Police, Lone Peak Police Department, which is in Utah. They actually share a joint police department with Highland, Utah, which is where this family lives. And on the 29th, the police blotter says this: Officer Wagstaff took a report in which a parent was concerned that text messages her 16-year-old daughter was receiving from a 30-plus-year-old male. The case is still under investigation. Now that happened on May 29th. Okay? He deleted his Instagram like May 15th, or he disabled it, and then he fully deletes it a couple days ago. And this is posted on their police blotter. I don't know if it's him. They didn't identify the male, but it's in the same area that he's in. And Ashley is actually blaming the girls, saying that anyone can make up anything and they don't have to answer to anything because on the internet, anyone can make up a story. Now, it's interesting because this behavior has been being documented by YouTube Mama Drama, as well as on Reddit. And another YouTuber about 5 months ago tried to break the story, but they, according to the people I spoke to, they threatened to sue her for speaking out. At this point, though, I feel comfortable actually saying something because there seems to be a pattern of behavior here. And again, these are just allegations. I don't know what's happened. I'm just telling you, like, this is what this girl said. These are the messages she said he sent to her. Then you have multiple people on Instagram that are in that same group saying, oh yeah, he did that to me too. He did that to me. He sent me messages. And then I'm getting messages from people in my DM saying, oh yeah, you should check out this, and this. This happened in 2018 on Twitter because he was doing that with this person on Twitter. So there was a Snapchat in 2018 that was out on Twitter that actually showed him sending a kissy face to somebody. So it's actually kind of sad here because there was another family vlogger, the Inghams. They are out of the UK, was caught doing this as well. And he has apparently been able to slide by and get out of this rough. Apparently the Gardners have flexed their legal muscles in the past trying to squash this. They are trying to basically delete everything. They're not posting. She has been on her Instagram, like, talking about ice water and promoting her multi-level marketing products. He hasn't been posting anything, but people are mad at Ashley because if you know that your husband is doing this, why are you being silent and why are you blaming the fans if multiple fans all have the same story? Now, I understand there can also be this mentality on the internet. I know this probably better than anyone, that you can get sort of railroaded. And so one person says something and then everyone just jumps on the bandwagon and they say, oh yeah, that happened to me too, but it didn't really happen, right? So you always have to be critical of that, right? But when you start to see a pattern of behavior, so you see that who he's talking to on the Instagram lives, you know it happened in 2018. You know that this girl says that this happened. Her mom actually gets involved and says she talks to Ashley. Ashley blocks them and blames them. And then multiple others come forward and say, he did this to me too. And then they tell all of the fan pages, you need to be quiet. We want this to go away. We don't want anyone to know about this. So they've been trying to not get press about this. If you're going through something like this, the last thing someone who's innocent would do would be like trying to hide it, right? Like if this were me and this were the allegations that were coming to me and I didn't do it, you've seen how I've handled things on this channel. Like when somebody spreads something about me and I know for a fact it's not true, I will literally get up and down and jump on my channel and like scream, that's not true, right? I just did it a couple days ago because if I didn't do it, I know that the truth will always prevail, right? But if you don't say anything, sometimes in the court of public opinion, that means you're almost guilty. Now, I'm not accusing them of anything. They could be harmless. It could be harmless to tell a 17-year-old that you're beautiful and I miss talking to you. Do you want to sleep over? But I feel like this has been a rampant issue on YouTube of the fathers or the guys in these relationships or Onision, any of these people that have a platform where they sort of speak to a younger audience can easily manipulate that audience because they have power and control that the other people don't have. And they can, use their, like, the star woo of it. I mean, I still don't think anything's happened to Onision. Why? I'm not sure. So many people have come forward about him. There's been YouTubers that have actually been arrested for doing this. And if that is true, that there's an investigation, all I can say is to anyone that the only advice that I would give is, like, first off, don't take this real life. Second off, if you are one of these people that has had these conversations and you are uncomfortable with it, you should contact your local authorities and report that, because that is not legal. Using the internet for these purposes is not legal. So I truly doubt she's in denial, she says. I can't really say what Ashley is doing us. Kathy says that thank you for doing this. Many of us have suspected for a few years that this was going on. Sounds really creepy, says Pinky M. That's the problem. The age of these girls, it's not okay. Real life military wife says, how do you differentiate between moms who want to share their lives to help other moms and moms who are just doing it for the fame? I'm starting to question the YouTubers I watch now because of Micah. To be honest, I think what happens in a lot of these situations is that you might start out just wanting to talk and help other moms and sort of be that, communicative voice. Like, I know when I was writing about my son, it was more like, I want to build awareness. I want other mamas that have special needs kids to know, like, hey, I see you, I'm not alone. But sometimes you have to sort of make the distinction between, like, am I doing this because I want fame, or am I doing this because I want to help, right? And what I realized for me was, like, I have a son that I don't want to make money off of. So I sometimes talk about him, but I'm never going to be in a situation where I actually, like, make him my content fully. You guys got some updates from me last week when we were going through some stuff, but you'll never really see him on this channel. So I think that when anytime money starts to come into play and YouTube, you can make a lot of money, that's greed. Greed can make even the most innocent mother who started off with the best intentions turn into a financial monster. But I think with this family, you really have to look at the pattern. To me, they've been monetizing these kids before they were born. So they were pregnant and already promoting and trying to get exposure. And then they go on to Rattled, and then they have a YouTube account. These kids have been literally been for the public's consumption since they were inside of her uterus. And if that's the case, that to me feels a little bit exploitative. It feels a lot like Kate Goslin. Kelly says narcissism. Narcissism gets thrown around a lot. Narcissism is a rare personality disorder. So it's not that all of these people that do this are narcissists. Can we all have narcissistic behavior? Yes, but are we all narcissists? No, it's actually a rare personality disorder. So sometimes greed and fame can make the best people into monsters. You have to take that into account as well. So what I want to do is allow you to make the decision for yourself about what you think. Is this appropriate? Is this not appropriate? Do you question this? Does it make you feel like uncomfortable? Like, really, at the end of the day, what are your thoughts? And then, what do you think about Ashley not doing anything and blaming the girls? And do you think that them going silent is just because they want to, like, let this ride out and they know that they have nothing to hide and they just are going to avoid it? Because that silence sometimes when you're going through something like this can be the best way to get through a scandal if you know it's not true. Or are they being quiet because they know they've been caught? Are they under investigation, like that Instagram page said, as well as the police blotter saying that, there was a call about this guy in their area doing these things? It's hard to know. And when the family is just going about their very way and they're pretending like everything's kosher and the mom is like, try my lipstick, you guys, this is the best lipstick ever, right? Where do we start? Where's the line drawn in the sand? It's interesting you said that she was in an MLM because MLMs promote women to exploit any situation they are in, as such as being pregnant for sales. 100%. She's in MLM. MLMs are 100%, in my opinion, toxic. They destroy friendships, they destroy relationships, they turn friendships into a business opportunity. Almost everyone that enters them ends up broke or losing money. So I am starting to see a trend here on the YouTube family vloggers. There's been some other stuff that's been with this family, but I didn't want to get into on this stream. I really wanted to keep this very about one specific issue. So I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you think this is appropriate or do you think it's inappropriate? And if this is the case, how does the community of YouTube, so if, say, these allegations are true, how does YouTube respond with the news that he might be using his platform to message young girls? And how do you feel like that if you are a parent of a daughter that's in that age group? How would you react if you found out that a 38-year-old man was incessantly messaging your daughter and asking you while they're asleep if they're at 2 a.m. wanting to talk to them? All right, you guys, I'll be back later with more. Oh, wait, let me double check. Viewer activity, we've got, oh, totally, Rosalie, thank you for becoming a member. Edna, thank you for becoming a member. Bonnie, thank you for becoming a member. Emily Barnes, thank you for becoming a member. Deb with diabetes, thank you for becoming a member. And Christine Aiden, thank you for becoming a member. April, thank you for your super chat. MD says, congratulations on 100K subs. Your growth is impressive. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Ronnie says 100K. Congrats, Katie. Thank you. Nate Brody, my friend, says 100K. Congrats, KJ. Lady Page says, breaks my heart. I love these little girls. April says, thank you for $10. And Denise Hartle sent me a super sticker with a coffee cup. All right, so that's what I've got for today. Let me know in the comments below. Bye, guys.